All right, today we're going to break down the first three chapters of the sci-fi web novel, What Kills Me Only Makes Me Stronger. And let me tell you, this story kicks off with a premise that is just absolutely wild. And there it is. That one sentence from our main character, Kalan Hughes, basically tells you everything you need to know. Talk about a hook, right? It just immediately makes you wonder, how in the world does that work? And maybe more importantly, why? So let's jump right in. The story opens at a place called the Military Science Academy. And you've got to understand, this is less of a school and more of a factory for creating living weapons. And this is where we meet Callan. He comes off as this quiet, kind of withdrawn kid, but secretly, he's the Empire's most valuable and their most dangerous weapon. Now, to really get Kalan, you first have to get what adaptives are. These aren't your typical superheroes. They're the result of some pretty intense genetic engineering. We're talking synthetic genes that give people all sorts of unpredictable powers. And for the human empire, which is all about expansion, these guys are the perfect frontline soldiers. And of course, there's a power scale. You've got your base or prime tiers, where most adaptives land, with a handful of abilities. But then you get to the unbound. 16 or more powers. These people are so rare, so powerful, that they're considered almost mythical. And frankly, they're terrifying. So here's the absolute kicker. Kalan isn't just unbound, he has 27 powers. And the story drops this chilling little fact on us. The Empire cultivated these powers by killing him over and over again. Every time he dies, his main ability, recursive evolution, kicks in, and when they bring him back, poof, a new power. And just look at the kind of stuff he can do. Healing, telekinesis, making clones of himself, pulling things out of dimensional pockets. The list is insane. It's basically a conqueror's wish list, which is exactly why the Empire sees him as the perfect, disposable tool to throw at new planets. But here's where the Empire made a huge mistake. They see his nervous tics, his social awkwardness, and they just assume it's weakness, a side effect of all the trauma they put him through. They see a weapon they can control. What's really going on? He's a hyper-intelligent strategist who's been quietly planning his escape for years, right under their noses. So this all leads up to his one shot at freedom. Kalan's being sent on a suicide mission to take over a new planet. And his escort? His old teacher, Colonel Pesher, a guy who's been watching him for years and is, let's just say, deeply suspicious of him. Right as their ship is entering the portal, Kalan looks at the colonel and says that. It's too late for you now. And that's not a threat from some scared kid. That is a statement of fact from someone who has just seized control of his own destiny. So they emerge from the portal, and everything is wrong. This isn't their target. They are stranded in the middle of a dense, hostile alien forest, totally cut off from the Empire. The mission has gone completely sideways. Or has it? Because this is the moment of the big reveal. This wasn't a mistake. This was Kalan's plan all along. And for his former captors? Well, the nightmare is just getting started. Colonel Pesher, of course, immediately figures it out and accuses Kalan of hiding his true power, like how big his dimensional storage really was. And Kalan's response says it all. He basically admits, of course I hid things from you. If I showed you my full hand, you never would have given me this chance to get away. Kalan didn't just mess with the portal's coordinates. He chose their destination very, very carefully, a black-ringed world. And you have to understand this isn't just some dangerous planet. This is a place so deadly, the Empire marks it on their maps as a do not enter zone. It's a death sentence, which means they will never send a rescue team. It's the only place in the galaxy he can truly be free. And just like that, everything flips. The whole power dynamic is shattered. The soldiers' advanced tech is useless out here, their mission is irrelevant, and now their only hope for survival rests on the twitchy kid they were supposed to be controlling. He is in charge now, whether they like it or not. Okay, so this takes us into chapter 3, and the whole vibe of the story shifts. It's no longer about the thrilling escape. It's about the cold, hard reality of what comes next. The question isn't how did we get here anymore, it's how in the world do we stay alive? And Kalan's first move as their new, reluctant leader is something nobody sees coming. He doesn't just ditch them, he offers to train them. See, with one of his powers, he can intuitively understand their own abilities and show them how to use them in ways the Empire never bothered to. It's a brilliant strategic move to increase his own chances of survival, for sure, but it also shows you how complicated this character is. And it's not like they just sit around, they get to work. What starts as just hiding in a cave turns into a real base of operations. Over months, they build a fortified bunker. You get to see this tense, fragile new society start to form, all of it built on this foundation of mutual desperation. And they actually make incredible progress. The soldiers get way more powerful, they learn to hunt and fight together. Caitlin starts using his clones for specialized tasks like scouting. They even name the place Fort Black. But underneath all this cooperation, that resentment is always there, just simmering. Every success is a bitter reminder that Kalan is the one who trapped them in this hellhole to begin with. So, after months of this intense training, the team is finally ready to stop playing defense. It's time to go on the offense. And they come up with this incredibly ambitious new plan. And get this, it's a joint effort between Kalan and Colonel Pesher. His former jailer is now his strategic partner. So what's the goal? They're done just hiding in their bunker. They're going to try and infiltrate a major local power, this group called the Dezisi sect that basically runs the whole region. This is their only real shot at getting information and actually establishing themselves on this new world. And the plan itself is just brilliant. Step 1. A clone has already been scouting a local village, blending in. Step 2. Their best soldier, Staff Sergeant Eckel, is going to go join him. And now for the crazy part. Step 3. To give him the best chance, Kalan literally gives Eckel 9 of his own powers, like shape-shifting and accelerated healing. He basically custom builds a super spy for the mission. Their whole goal is to get recruited by the sect and become insiders. Which leaves us with the one big question that's hanging over this entire story. They've got the power, they've got a plan, but their whole team was forged in an act of betrayal. Kalan might be their savior, but he's also the reason they're damned. So as they move forward, you have to wonder if the biggest threat is the hostile new world around them or the deep-seated distrust right inside their own ranks.